had others. His car wasn't right and Formula One regulations were forbidding electronic aids he considered essential. The 34-year-old Brazilian, next to Pelé in national status in his home country, died after crashing head-on into a concrete barrier at 300+ kilometres per hour. Senna's Williams was leading on the 7th lap at more than 300 kilometres an hour when something went wrong. This was Michael Schumacher's view from behind as Senna veered right, smashing into the perimeter wall.
And Senna! My goodness! I just saw him plunge off to the right, and Senna has joined.
It quickly became clear that Senna was critically injured. The race was stopped. He sat practically motionless for 2 minutes before paramedics arrived. 15 minutes later, he was airlifted to hospital, suffering massive head injuries. Under Italian law, even though doctors said he was clinically dead, he was put on a life support system. He died shortly after. The cause of the accident remains a mystery. The loss of control was so sudden, it was almost certainly mechanical. The doyen of motor racing commentators, Murray Walker, said it was the blackest day he could ever remember.
I remember Ayrton Senna, and it seems terrible to have to use those words, as a tremendously intense man who was determined to achieve his goals. You can't speak about many drivers in the same breath as you can Ayrton Senna.
One of the great skills and one of the great talents that's ever lived in Grand Prix racing. So to see an accident such as we saw today, I think has totally shocked the whole motor racing community.
Senna was world champion 3 times. In a highly technical sport, he was the most naturally gifted. Some say the greatest Grand Prix driver in the history of the sport.
I think every Grand Prix driver would agree with me in saying that if we had to nominate the driver least likely to have something like that happen, we'd have said Ayrton Senna.
Senna's fatal crash wasn't the only one that will haunt the San Marino Grand Prix of 1994. One at the start led to a spectator being injured, and a mechanic was later hurt when a loose tyre flew through the pit area. Senna's death came just a day after Austria's Roland Ratzenberger was killed in practice. His was the first death in Formula One in 12 years. That came just a day after another spectacular crash at the circuit, which amazingly saw the driver escape with just a broken nose. New regulations in force this year were designed for more exciting racing. The new rules mean the cars no longer have anti-lock braking systems nor active suspension, which helps cornering. Traction control computers have also been banned. It's all designed to make Formula One less technical and more a test of driving skills. Some say it also increases the risks, especially at circuits like Imola. Our own 3-time world champion, Sir Jack Brabham, disagrees.
Unfortunately, mechanical failure is something that you couldn't design a circuit really that would cope with mechanical failure at the wrong time.
While officials try to find out what caused Senna's car to crash, the race winner Michael Schumacher said it was a time for an urgent review of safety regulations.
I think there is a lot to learn from, and we have to use this. And things like this, they shouldn't happen without taking the experience from it.
In Brazil, Ayrton Senna was a national hero. Today, his country was stunned. People cried openly. Fans at a soccer match chanted his name. Ayrton Senna de Silva, his real name. He was just 34, known to his close friends as Harry. He once said, "Winning is like a drug. I cannot justify in any circumstances coming second or third." He'll be a hard act to follow. He will. Remember that quote. Winning is like a drug. I can't justify in any circumstances coming second or third. That is Sports Tonight, Monday, May 2. Tragic day.
Driver in history didn't tell the real story of a complex and deeply religious man. But when asked whether he feared mortality, Senna answered,
"Don't you?"
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do too. Very much.